Hello everyone, I am in Tokyo, Japan. I apologize if the sound isn't like the best. I'm working with the little USB microphone that hopefully should pick up my voice. I think so. And yeah, this is my home away from home. This is the apartment that I'm renting out. I would pan, but there's currently socks that are finishing drying on top of my bed. So you just got to see this door and the wall, which looks so bare. There's like nothing there other than like my luggage. I still need to go through and like film like different haul videos and stuff like that. My traveling portion of my trip, like the heavy traveling, is now over. A little over 2 weeks of like non-stop traveling. I went to Kyoto, Osaka, Nara for a day trip, Himeji, then I went to Nagoya and Shizuoka. Of course, before all of that, I did arrive in Tokyo because I had Magical Mirai, and then after Shizuoka, I came back to Tokyo, so I did kind of like a weird oval shape. I really wanted to go to Hiroshima. I underestimated how far it was from Osaka. Yeah, I decided to not go, but maybe I can do a little like weekend trip or something. I mean, might as well since I'm already here. Yeah, dude, it is hot. Tomorrow it's going to be 95 degrees Fahrenheit. I will have a conversion in Celsius on screen. 95 and raining. But despite the fact that it's been really hot, I'm gonna do like a little get ready with me. I haven't really felt sick because of the heat, which is normally something that happens to me back home, and it may be because I have like different products to deal with the heat. In Japan, they're fully prepared for the heat. Of course, you have electrolyte drinks like Aquarius and Pocari Sweat, which I mean, those two you can find in the States as well, especially Pocari Sweat. But there's also these little tablets that you can just chew on them, and they're electrolyte tablets, so they're really handy to just keep in your purse. And if you do feel a little bit weak, a little bit slower, and like you need something like a pick-me-up, like those were honestly perfect. I need to get a refill because I went through all of them during my first like 2.5 weeks here, and those things alone saved my ass. I love them. I'm definitely gonna bring a few of those bags back home because I haven't seen those in the Japanese grocery store. Jasmine tea. The concept of wiping down your sweat with a little like towel also I am gonna bring back home for sure. I don't know, it seems like something so simple, but like at least neither Mexicans nor Americans do that very much unless you're like outside working and you see like construction workers with the little towels. They're onto something. I feel like everybody should just do that. And they're so cheap as well. And I have seen them at Daiso. We're just like, I don't know, I never thought of picking one up. Now that I know about them, my life has been changed, and they make really good like little gifts as well because they're so handy. And you can literally find any design, any character, anything that you want. They also make great souvenirs. You can buy them at most like touristy shops as well as like theme parks and stuff like that. So here we have a little Mamichi towel. I also bought a Pochako one. I bought an Animal Crossing one. I bought one of these at Ghibli Park. So yeah, I've been loving that. I'm definitely bringing this habit back home. And then using a parasol. That I actually had been doing back home because I get sunburn really easily. But I'm definitely gonna use it a little bit more. Another thing that I used to do even back home was wearing like UV sleep protection, especially when I drive. Don't want to get sunburned while I drive, so I usually do keep a pair of UV sleeves in my car, and I'm definitely going to keep that habit up because they're so handy. That alone helped me so much while I was in Universal Japan because it was hot. When I was in Universal Japan. So I was wearing my little sleeves. I didn't have to like touch up on the sunscreen on my arms at least because they covered pretty much from here to like here. So I was good. I was chilling. I've had a really fun time exploring. I'm so glad that I got to see more of Japan and more of the Japanese people outside of Tokyo, because I mean, as you could imagine, each city has its own vibe and the people are very different from city to city. I will say, like, Osaka, I loved it. The people were so chill. It just kind of gave me not full on San Diego vibes, but compared to like Tokyo, Osaka is just chill. Which I appreciate. The best way I could describe people from Osaka would be like Mexicans living in San Diego. The chillest people you will probably ever meet. Like, they were just cool, you know, like effortlessly cool. I like the fact that they just did their own thing and they would jaywalk, because that's something that it's been really interesting seeing which type of like Japanese actually follow the rules like super strictly, and then which ones are just kind of like, dude, there's like absolutely no cars coming. Like, what's the point of waiting for the crosswalk? But then they just go for it. You know, that's what I do. I grew up in Tijuana, so we jaywalk all the time. As long as you're careful and not like crossing the street when there's cars coming, I mean, you should be fine. So I appreciate the fact that in Osaka, you know, they just used common sense, look both ways before crossing the street, and then they would just like go for it. Because sometimes I do get a little bit like, not annoyed, but you know, sometimes it's just kind of silly to wait for the crosswalk when there's absolutely no cars around. But there's other people waiting for the crosswalk, and I just don't want to be that foreigner that jaywalks while Japanese people are actually like waiting. So then I just wait along them. So yeah, Tokyo people definitely do follow the rules a little bit more. At least that's my observation of them. People in Kyoto also kind of follow the rules a little bit more. Nagoya, not really. Shizuoka, they were a little more relaxed as well. So yeah, it's been really interesting going from like city to city and like seeing how people interact, see how their day-to-day life is also like. It's so funny, when I picked up the keys to this apartment, the agent was like, "Why did you go to Nagoya?" I thought Nagoya was like super nice. I don't know. I walked around the park around the castle and it was really beautiful and chill, and I liked it. And see what was so bad about it, but it's like, oh yeah, that place is so boring. I liked it. What does that say about me? I don't know. Also, this is a new product that I bought. I had been seeing it in Japanese drugstores. This is from Sasan. This is the Bright Concealer. They sell like a light blue shade, and I was so intrigued by it, and I actually, you know, decided to try it out since I am so pale. It works really well. It just brightens up really nicely. It doesn't look so like stark on my skin, and it also works really well for like the little smile lines. Yeah, I like it a lot. There's also a white one, which I've been seeing a lot of Japanese makeup influencers recently use, and this was like 700 yen, somewhere around there. So pretty affordable. I really like this one. It works really well for my skin tone, and it just brightens up, see? There's not a lot of good lighting here, so I'm using the little desk lamp. I might have to like, maybe, if I can find like a little ring light from Daiso or Seria or Kendo or 3 coins. Here, there are a few different 100 yen shops. There's, of course, Daiso, which we have in the States. There's also Seria, and then there's also Kando, or Can Do. That's also 100 yen, and dude, If I lived in Japan permanently, I would be, like I would say in Spanish, bobeando, like just window shopping there all the damn time. Like I've been doing that so often. Whenever I see one of those stores, I just can't help but go in. Do they have the same stuff? Mostly, yeah. It's a chain store. But some of them do have a better oshikatsu section than others. Some of them do have a lot of nui clothing for your plushies. So yeah, it's been fun exploring them, and the fact that most of the things inside those stores are just 100 yen, so under $1 is crazy. Some of the Daiso stores here, like the bigger locations, do have like stores within the stores, like different Daiso sections. So you have like your regular Daiso, which almost everything inside is 100 yen. Then there's 3P, which is like a girly section, like think frills and like metallic rose gold and stuff like that. And then there's standard, if I remember correctly. And standard seems very Muji inspired, very clean, very minimalistic. Things look a little bit higher end, but they're still pretty affordable. I've been really liking those locations that do have the separate sections just because it's so much fun to browse. And of course, there's more like food in Daiso. They sell a lot of like 1 liter bottles of like tea and water and other drinks, and those are 100 yen if I remember correctly. Another thing that I recently purchased here, this is also from Sasan actually. This is the shading pencil. I don't know why there's an accent mark on the I. Shading. Shading. We don't use accent marks in English. That's like a Spanish thing. French also does that too, but not English. We don't have that in English. So this is just a contour pencil, and this is a cool tone contour, perfect for fair skin. So yeah, I've been liking this one too. There were 2 shades. One of them was a little more like khaki-ish, I think, more olivey, and then this one that's more grayish. So yeah, you can just draw on your contour. I've been getting a lot of my freckles coming through because it's been so sunny. I've been wearing a lot of sunscreen, a lot of it. It's just so sunny here, so my freckles are coming out. Okay, let's powder my face. What else could I talk about? Let's see. Oh, yesterday I went to the grocery store for the first time. Technically second time, but first to actually buy stuff, like buy groceries. And it was fine. It reminded me a lot of going grocery shopping in France when I lived in Paris. So I've been to like 3 different type of grocery stores now. I've been to one like nearby where I'm staying, and that was like the bare minimum. It's basically like a step up from a convenience store, so there's more fresh produce and more food, but still a very limited selection. So you might just find like one brand of pre-packaged rice and a few options for ice cream and stuff like that, but it's convenient. It's a little bit cheaper than convenience stores, so I'll take that. Then I've gone to a fancy one near Tokyo Skytree. I just went in there to buy a drink and onigiri. That one had like a really nice beauty section and a nice bakery, and it looked really, it kind of looked like a Japanese Whole Foods almost. So that one was really nice. A more affordable grocery store, and that one was 2 stories, and it just reminded me so much of grocery shopping at Carrefour in France. One thing that I've noticed so far in Japan is the whole food thing, because I feel like a lot of especially foreigners assume that Japanese people eat very healthy, which I don't know about that. When what's more affordable is like pre-packaged meals. There's a lot of processed food, high in carbs, and if you want to eat a very balanced diet with a lot of fruits and vegetables, those are much more pricey and normally, not as accessible as like going into a konbini and buying like a pre-packaged bento or ramen or sushi. I feel like one of those myths that a lot of like travel influencers push without knowing the reality. At least that's what I'm thinking. Vegetables, for the most part, pretty pricey depending on what you're buying, and everything's in very small quantities, very small quantities, which is very similar to how grocery shopping was in Paris, France. So lots of things are packaged for like the individual person, or maybe just a couple living on their own. If you want something like in bulk, there is Costco here. It's outside of Tokyo from what I know. But yeah, you will find things in very big packages. So everything is very small quantities. So think like 6 slices of bread, 6 slices of like ham for sandwiches. If you're buying like pre-packaged rice, it'll be like 5 little packets of rice and that's it. If you're buying a pre-packaged like miso soup, those contain like 8 per little package. Tea as well, like everything's in smaller quantities. The cartons of milk are small. Everything's just smaller, which I personally don't mind. I mean, I feel like things should last me at least like at least a week. And if they don't, I can just, go to the store and buy another package of coleslaw. That's like coleslaw for the little salads. I feel like that is probably the most accessible in terms of like vegetables that you can find pretty much anywhere. But again, most people put like a sesame salad dressing or something else over it, so it becomes not as healthy. But for the most part, what I've been seeing from like salary workers and younger people is that they just eat out a lot. Whether it's at a konbini, they just buy a prepackaged meal, or they go to a chain restaurant. And there's a lot of chain restaurants here in Japan that are very affordable. Like you can eat pretty decent sized meal for under 10 US dollars. Sometimes I'm able to eat a meal for under 5 US dollars if you're just getting like a little beef bowl from like places like Matsuya or Sukiya. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely survive eating out and eating cheap. It's just, once again, not the most balanced diet. I think what I've been struggling with is finding food that includes enough fiber. There's a cider drink in 7-Eleven that has like triple fiber, and there's also other like drinks, like really small bottles. They have like a section of like not medicinal beverages, but I guess kind of like medicinal beverages. There's like a vitamin C one. There's like drinks for your liver if you need to detox after drinking a lot of alcohol. There's also like energy drinks and protein drinks and stuff like that. I kind of feel like a lot of people tend to gravitate towards those things in order to get enough like fiber or vitamin C and other things instead of eating like a balanced diet. At least that's what I've been noticing. Daiso has a really good makeup section. So this I purchased the day after I arrived to Tokyo, since I didn't have my luggage and all my makeup was in my luggage. I had to buy a lot of things just to survive the first, what was it, almost like week without having all my stuff. So this is technically eyeshadow and a brow powder, and you can just very carefully apply it on your lids. I don't know how you would apply this on your brows. I feel like it's really messy, but I've been liking it. It's really convenient. I feel like I had, see, there's a lot. I feel like I had something similar from Avon, Mexico, like back in the day. I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and just blend it off. I feel like this is a very similar tone to the shirt that I'm wearing, which is also another emergency buy. I think this is from GU. I know while I didn't have my luggage, I got questions on how I was so chill about it. I feel like if I would have gotten emotional or mad, it really wouldn't have sped things up. I got my luggage in Kyoto because I was actually staying at a regular hotel and not a capsule hotel. Unfortunately, they couldn't deliver my luggage to the capsule hotel, which is understandable. It made my journey very hard. I'm not gonna lie, because I was carrying like 2 bags. I was carrying the Magical Mirai bag that had like merch that I purchased at the concert, and then I had another bag with clothing and my makeup and toiletries that I had to buy in order to like survive without my stuff. And traveling without like something that you wheel, oh man, things got heavy really quick. Yeah, it made it pretty difficult, but once I was reunited with my luggage, things got a little bit better. I just wasn't expecting to buy a lot the first few days, so then I was left with the things that I packed and the things that I had to buy, and my luggage got really heavy and the airline also really screwed up the wheels in my luggage. I have one that has like 4 wheels, so you're supposed to just like wheel it around. The wheels were so damaged that only 2 of them work, and I am waiting for replacement wheels to arrive. I ordered them from Amazon Japan, so hopefully they will be here in the next few days, and then I can repair my luggage. It was so annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but I was able to do it. Whenever I do struggle like that, I just think to myself like, what are you, a Mexican or a Mexicant? And then I tell myself, I'm a Mexican. I can do this. Granted, I was always super tired after a travel day, but I did it. Am I a little crazy? Maybe. Let's do a little shading here, since it's very popular to still do some shading for your aegyo. There's like specific products for it, but I'm just using eyeshadow. I'll blend it out a little bit. I like it. I mean, I feel like naturally I do have a little like fat pocket there, not confused with my eye wrinkles. Those are a different thing. I like it. I think it's such a cute like way of enhancing your eyes. I like the aegyo look. I don't go too overboard, but a little shading. Oh, I did buy a pencil. Also from Daiso, actually, that's specifically for that area. I'm just gonna apply it here. You can top it with something else too, which I think I'll do. I really like the makeup trends here, although it is much more conservative. Like, you won't see a lot of like bright eyeshadow. You will see some girls rocking like pretty heavy eyeliner, but for the most part, it's just very natural. Very natural. Not a lot of bold lip colors either, because I know like when I was studying in Paris, the red lip, as stereotypical French that is, some women did use it, others didn't. Here, it's mostly very light lip colors. And I'll get to this guy at the very end. This lip tint took me a few stores to actually track down this specific shade because it was sold out in so many places. So I made it a mission to find it, and I did. But yeah, there's like a mix of like J Beauty and K Beauty trends, even some Dojin makeup as well. There are a few Chinese brands that do sell here, like Flower Nose and Judy Doll as well. Judy Doll I love, but lots of K Beauty. K Beauty is like all the rage. There's a lot of pop-up shops too. There was a free one in, was it, I think Osaka, that I ended up checking out. I didn't buy anything just because I didn't want to, I didn't want more things to like take back with me to Tokyo. Now that I'm in Tokyo, I can like shop more freely, I guess, just because I don't have to go everywhere with all of my belongings. But yeah, there's a lot of makeup that I am so interested in. Lots of trends that I want to try out. In terms of hair, oh my god, dude, it's been a struggle to have my hair looking manageable because this heat and this humidity, I went from being a dry shampoo girl to washing my hair pretty much daily. I don't know how anyone could be a dry shampoo girly here. When I tell you I've discovered brand new sweat glands, I'm not joking. Every possible place in my body has sweat glands. My eyelids, my eyebrows. There's like no possible way that you cannot sweat when it's this hot outside. So yeah, it's been hard keeping my hair looking nice, I guess. This is as nice as it's gonna get, and it will get a little bit poofy midday, especially if I do go outside. Is it raining? It is not raining. Good. I think someone was like probably showering upstairs. I got a little worried because I have clothing that is drying outside. I will say it's very obvious to see who has gotten like a straightening perm or some type of hair treatment for the summer here in Japan. Japanese women don't naturally have the straightest, smoothest hair. Even the men too. If they have hair that's untreated, it's gonna get frizzy as well. But those that do have their hair with some type of treatment, yeah, it is smooth. And I can see why some people do those treatments before the intense heat rolls around. I feel like my hair definitely needs a straightening perm. And I've gotten one like years ago, and it made my life so much easier. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna end up getting a straightening perm as well, since I do normally wear my hair straight when I have a short bob. It's just what I like. I see the appeal of a Japanese straightening perm. Today's plans are to film. That's basically it. And edit, work on content because I already had 2 weeks off and now I need to get back into it. This mascara has been really good. This is the Heroin Make, but this is a brand new one that I've tried. I've used the regular waterproof, but this is the Volume and Curl Mascara with advanced film. Dude, this is amazing. And it's not super hard to remove, but it is very water resistant, very, very water resistant. And it holds a curl really well too, because the regular Heroin Make mascaras are very, very hard to remove. The brush is also really nice. Now for the lips. Japanese women don't really line their lips. This is a very Western thing. So I feel like I need to line my lips even just a little bit. Also, I got these nails the other day from Donkey. They're so nice. They're just press-ons. They're so cute. And I was so glad that I was able to find like larger nail beds because a lot of them are very small because my nails were looking all kinds of horrible. But back to this lip color, which has been super popular here in Japan. This is by the Korean brand Laka. And the color in question is number 121 Ash Nut. This neutral brown shade. It almost just looks like my lip color if I'm being honest. This color has been so popular here and it's one of the newer colors, I think. At least that's what the display says. And it's been sold out in so many places, especially here in Tokyo. It's been sold out in most places that sell Laka. But when I spotted this in Osaka, I made sure to grab it. I really wanted to try it out and the color is just really nice, really natural. I also do have another one that's more like a berry tone. That one's also really nice. I think that's it for this video. I do have a lot of footage that I need to go through and start editing and putting together like long form videos that will be in this channel. There's like a magical mirai vlog, which I might put on my other channel, a few manga related videos as well. I have the Hanato Yume exhibit video that I also need to edit, and I forgot what else more vlogs, like traveling vlogs, Ghibli Park video too. So there's a lot of content that I need to, start editing and posting and all that stuff. So it might take a while. I feel like I might still be working on like Japan related videos when I get back home in the end of October. So we'll see. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for videos that you do want to see in this channel, just let me know. Whether that be like something like, I know a lot of people like the day in the life videos or eating at 7-Eleven for 24 hours and Stuff like that. So if you want to see my take on those videos, just like let me know in the comments and I'll definitely consider it and plan for those. So yeah, any suggestions are welcome in the comments. I will keep uploading shorts here and there as well. And my Instagram is more active now. So if you want to see pictures of, you know, my trip so far and then my life in Tokyo, you can head over to Instagram. Same username, Neuzeth. I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're excited for more Japan content, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye bye!